Welcome back.
What's going on, everyone?
Today we're watching
Iron-Blooded Orphans, episode 8, season 2.
We lost Aston. That was tragic.
Even though it was foreshadowed, it still kind of hurt. It was bittersweet though. They got the traitor, or one of them at least, Gallon, and they figured out there was a leak. Mika finally came to Earth, so at least some headquarters communication with the Earth branch. It was a very satisfying ending though, when Takaki kind of just, as the name suggests, was iron-blooded and just shot the guy who at the end made Aston die. So
that battle was resolved, but the war is definitely not done because the guy who hired the assassin, who's part of Gjallarhorn, is still trying to get. Let's get into it.
Thus the war between the SAU and the Arbrow Defense
1 month
Force.
later.
It's plain as day. All responsibility lies with the Outer Earth Orbit Regulatory Joint Fleet. Thanks to this incident, lingering tensions between economic blocs will surely break out into open conflicts. In its current state, what could Gjallarhorn possibly do to deter the fighting?
Lord Kujan, calm yourself. Try looking at the situation from this angle. Collateral damage was kept to a minimum thanks to Lord Farid.
However, given the number of issues Earth currently faces, I'm not sure if it's wise for the Outer Earth Orbit Regulatory Joint Fleet to spread its reach to Mars.
Yes, now that you mention it, perhaps that is a decision that we ought to reconsider.
Even more troubling is the man who they say led the Arbrow Defense Force.
We've investigated. There's not a single record of the man in question in any of the databases on Earth.
Well, if you ask me, I doubt such a man existed at all. It's more likely that Arbrow concocted this fabrication to cover their plunder.
You have a point.
But according to the testimonies of several witnesses, someone was at the scene.
But can we trust the credibility of these witnesses?
Well, it's all we've got.
That was quite the ordeal you went through. Still, it's just as Lord Bodwin said. Out of everyone, you're the only one who could have extinguished the brush fire.
No, thank you. But this conflict never should have happened. It was my blunder.
I'll be. You've matured quite a bit. Lord Farid is here?
Yes. Apparently he wants to introduce us to his newly appointed heir.
Oh. That child his mistress bore him.
Well, sir, rumor has it that he and the child aren't really related by blood.
Are you serious?
Oh.
If that's true, then why would he choose him?
I've no clue. Speak of the devil.
Hello, boy. How adorable, a physical book. What are you reading? Huh? Say, following your dad everywhere must get boring. Why don't I have someone bring you something? Is there anything you want? Toys or snacks?
Just Bael.
Never in a million years did I imagine I'd hear a child say that name. Still, you continue to surprise me even to this day. Especially with the way you expertly handled Isnario Farid's downfall.
I haven't a clue what you're talking about. My apologies.
If you want to play dumb, so be it. I have no intention of denouncing you over that. That said, there's something I can't wrap my head around. I was always under the impression that you were motivated by a personal grudge. But now that Isnario is out of the picture, what exactly are you planning to accomplish with Gjallarhorn? Well, I bet I'll find out soon enough. Although, when that day arrives, something tells me that our circumstances will be vastly different.
And so, General?
What did our internal investigation into Galan Mosa reveal?
As was expected, we couldn't identify him, sir.
Taking a man and concealing his actual identity, that's not beyond the scope of the Elion family.
Those were my thoughts as well. But what other tricks does Russell Elion have up his sleeve?
I have to say,
I got money and power.
Van Winkle.
You can do almost anything.
I woke up to find that a war had started and ended. It's more than a little jarring.
Both the SAU and Arbrow Defense Force have agreed to a peace treaty. Tekkadan is going to withdraw from Earth, and Orca's here, finalizing the paperwork.
On a more uplifting note, Chad Chayton is out of the hospital.
Yes, he's already gone back
to work. Like Chad's okay.
That's good. And quite a relief, too. I couldn't rest in the afterlife if a young man died saving a geezer like me.
I always thought you were more cold-hearted. What I mean to say is, you've always come across as someone who is level-headed and impassive.
A product of getting older, most likely.
Well, it's wonderful to see.
No. At this age, change doesn't really feel like a positive improvement. By some miracle, I got lucky and survived this one, but I can see now that my time is limited.
Mr. Makanai.
But if I could pass on the connections I've built up over my life, Bernstein, what do you say?
Pass on his torch to
I
Cordelia?
talk you into staying here on Earth?
No, those aren't strapped down. Anybody know where my stuff is?
It's a big step up.
Be careful.
She needs influence, and he has it.
The list of casualties?
Yeah. Every one of these people died because of my shortcomings.
You can't blame yourself.
This must be how the boss feels all the time.
Bad names.
Chad.
Every second I'm alive is agonizing.
Aston.
I can't stand it. It would have been much better to step forward and take the hit myself.
I didn't know
It's tough
you
being a
and
leader
Aston
and
had the
just
same
having
last
people
name,
die for you.
Akihiro. He was Aston Altland.
Yeah. Many Brewer Boy soldiers had no surname. They were just human debris.
Then...
My brother, Masahiro, they were the ones that looked after him when he was alive.
I see.
I should have talked to him a lot more than I did.
With Aston?
Yeah. It's too late after they're gone.
Hey, Takaki. What's the story behind these accounts?
I'm not really sure. I'm sorry, but Mr. Radice handled those himself.
What about these?
Oh, those accounts were his responsibility too.
You can see that far?
That's a bust. Radice was more clever than I thought. Even before the war, the bastard had the Earth branch under his thumb.
It couldn't be helped. It's our fault. We always let him handle the office work.
I'm really sorry for all of this, boss. You and Miss Meribit were forced to come to Earth because of me. But now everything's...
Hey, don't sweat it. Miss Meribit, can you check these payment vouchers?
Will do.
Takaki definitely learned a valuable lesson to step up.
Poor Takaki. He's taking this pretty hard.
He lost a lot of his comrades out there. I don't blame him.
She gonna talk to him?
Someone has to. Or else she's gonna
What's
fall into
wrong?
like some pit of despair.
You seem like you're kind of down.
Mika's always just chilling somewhere.
Tekkadan. I bought all of Mr. Radice's lies and blindly followed the orders of a total stranger, even though I knew the boss's orders were the most important.
The only thing you did was carry out the work that was assigned to you.
But
You obeyed those orders because you thought they came from Orga, right?
Yeah, but that's still no excuse.
Besides, you settled it with your own hands. Are Orga and the guys still at it?
Yeah, they are.
All right then.
Takaki.
Mr. Mikazuki is amazing.
Hmm?
Back then, we were still in the
Mr.
third group of the
Mikazuki?
CGS. And one
I
day,
wonder how old they are.
Mr. Mikazuki shot the first core guys.
I feel like
changed for us that day.
16.
I did the same thing that he did, but nothing's gonna change for me.
It might not be my place to say this, but hear me out. I think all of you still have a lot more to learn.
Really?
Yes, really. For example, you may think your choices are limited, but actually, you have a number of options, though you can only choose one.
I don't think I could ever make a decision like that.
You know, making the right call is difficult for everyone. However, the more you experience, the more knowledge you'll acquire. And the more sensible you become, the easier it'll be to decide. And you'll do it all on your own.
No good! Work up a new simulation that's actually a challenge! This is useless for training!
Yes, ma'am.
I don't like her.
A simulator. Aren't you the workaholic?
That may be,
probably
but
like
if
spar
Master
me.
Rustle thought I was ready, then surely he would have allowed me to join the front lines by now. If only I would have been there, we wouldn't have lost the bearded gentleman.
You think your presence there would have shifted the tide?
She really feels some type of way for that
realize
guy.
that saying such a thing, in essence, is making a mockery of the dead?
The bearded gentleman taught me every single thing I know about combat. He's the one who recommended me to Master Rustle, even though I had no family. And therefore, I have to stay at the top of my game, if I'm to repay these two great men.
You remind me of someone I used to know. Ever grateful for being plucked out of the void by a respected senior officer, he fought out of pride for the one who rescued him.
Where is that person now?
At the moment, rather close.
Close, huh? I see. If you're really friends with such a fine person, then perhaps you might be more of a decent man than I originally thought you were.
And if that's your criterion, then perhaps you have a simpler mind than I thought.
Was that you giving me a compliment?
Of course.
A simple mind?
Right. You're not complicated.
Hey there! How's it going, boys? I heard that a bunch of your guys bit the big one again. How's your big brother? I thought
Who says that?
cheer you up. Big brother? You're just some old geezer. Ah, screw you guys. Hurry up and show us in.
Oh,
We
he's
are
back in his
guests, you
disguise.
know.
I received word that you'd arrived on Earth. I thought I owed Tekkadan a personal thank you for saving us from that horrid predicament.
No. Unfortunately, our internal affairs were partly to blame for this. And some mystery man used it to his advantage.
Galan Mosa, and it's safe to assume that he was working under Rustal Elion.
We're dealing with that guy again?
We must deal with his faction. Otherwise, we can't reform Gjallarhorn. Given the fact that they've made the first move, an all-out war with them isn't far off.
An all-out war, huh?
We will continue to need your assistance.
An all-out war with Gjallarhorn is...
Tekkadan's already promised you our support. We stand behind that. Like always.
Something the matter? Returns not worth the risk?
It's not that. I've asked before, but why the hell do you think so highly of Tekkadan? If there was a Gjallarhorn civil war, I honestly doubt that we'd be much help to you.
I've been impressed with you ever since the first time I saw your people fighting on Mars.
Why?
Seeing the actions of young men piloting Gundam frames and fighting with so much vitality. I saw the light.
They have nothing to lose, that's how they fight.
Agnika. There's something I'm quite certain of.
Who wouldn't be impressed by
Provided I can
Nika?
secure the assistance of Tekkadan, I know beyond a doubt that I can attain the highest position in Gjallarhorn. And when that day finally arrives, all authority over the Gjallarhorn Mars branch will be transferred to Tekkadan.
Oh?
Mars has been colonized by all the economic blocs. However, it is Gjallarhorn who actually coordinates and governs those colonies. And if Tekkadan were ever to obtain that power, well, my friend, such an event would allow you to control all of Mars.
We'd rule over Mars, huh?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Right. Your people will become the sovereign of Mars.
The sovereign of?
Sovereign of Mars.
That's crazy. That's honestly wild.
But I think that's what Kudelia is trying to, like, avoid. She wants the freedom of Mars.
It was the day we decided on as Aston's birthday.
I mean, if Tekkadan...
I remember you making him a massive feast. And if I recall, Aston opened up a little that day.
I honestly wish that I never met any of you guys.
Do they have to show us the flashbacks?
Because
hurts to lose people.
Do you think
Hurts even more to remember
it would
them.
have been better if we weren't friends?
Huh?
It's just that I wanted more good times together. And yet, because we had those times, I made Aston suffer in his last moments. Because of me.
Don't talk like that! I had so much fun when the three of us were together. Just you, me, and Aston. I never want to forget those times.
Boys going through it.
So please, you have to promise not to leave me behind with all those memories.
Jeez, this was so boring.
She's very mature for her age.
Now we're heading home without having done anything fun. Hey, stop acting like Akihiro. What's gotten into you? You trying to bulk up?
Shut up! I have to give my training 110%. Or else I'll get in Mr. Mikazuki's way.
Oh, so it's Mr. Mikazuki now, huh?
You got a problem with that?
Nope, no problems here. I think it's important to
Respect
respect.
Yeah, exactly. He knows what he has to go through.
Here.
Oh,
You've been working so hard, I thought I would help you out.
Thanks, man. But I think I got it.
That was one hand.
Now with two.
Well, a sovereign is a real big shot, isn't it?
Why transfer the powers of the Gjallarhorn Mars branch?
Hold on, guys. Jeez, my brain can't keep up.
So what do you want to do, Orga?
That's how I feel sometimes.
To be completely honest, I may take him up on it.
But boss...
Considering your goal about Mars's independence, it's probably the best shot we're ever gonna get.
Right.
Yes, but...
Wait, but how will that affect us and Tewaz?
Would that cause a problem?
Yes, a big one. If Tekkadan grows too large too quickly, it might cause outsiders to see us as the top group.
You're right. I'll see what Naze has to say about it. Then I'll decide what needs
Didn't
to
even
be
think
done.
about that.
But right
I
now,
really
I
like
just
the
have
name
one thing
Naze.
on my mind. We've always been looked down upon, treated like garbage and taken advantage of our entire lives.
I forgot their whole connection with Tewaz.
It can all be ours. Power and
They're a
reputation.
branch of the mob.
Come on. Can't you all see it? The ultimate finish for us.
Mika doesn't care what Orga's goal is. He's like, I'm gonna get you there regardless.
Mikazuki?
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't get any of this, but as deputy boss, I'll follow the boss's orders.
Same goes
That's
for
it.
me.
Loyalty, baby. That's it.
Maybe you should
Family.
think this through.
I'm sorry, but I can't go with you.
What is that supposed to mean?
You think he's gonna leave Tekkadan?
That I'm going to quit Tekkadan.
You saying that you won't be joining us on this, Takaki?
Sovereign of Mars. I'm not sure what
He wants...
He doesn't want to die and leave his sister behind.
would end up dying, right?
Yeah, that. And he wants to stay on Earth.
I totally understand that the only reason Boss is going through all of this is because he wants to give us a better future.
He doesn't want to lose any more comrades.
I don't want to make Fuka cry. Being Sovereign of Mars might mean we'd attain some great happiness, but that would mean throwing away the happiness we already have right here and now. And I just can't bring myself to do that.
Takaki. I understand.
It's actually a very mature move.
What right do I have to stop him? Thanks for all you've done for us. And for sticking with Tekkadan this long. Takaki.
Boss, I don't... Thank you for everything.
The boss
Orga's a great boss.
and find you a good job right here on Earth.
Sorry about this. I just...
Don't be. The Earth branch was saved thanks to all of your hard work. We're family, and we're always gonna be that way.
No, we aren't.
They're losing their
The only
member.
family that you need to worry about is Fuka. We can take care of ourselves without you.
Yikes. That was a little cold.
Yeah, it's probably the push he needs, though. Don't worry about us.
For him, that's just his way of showing kindness. From now on, don't think about Tekkadan. Just treasure your life with your sister. Also, you were a good friend to Aston. Thanks for that.
Every time they say his name, my eyes get a little swelled up.
I understand.
Without the proper knowledge, we can't make the right decisions. I wish we had more time, because there are so many things I want to learn from you, Mr. Makanai. However, even if my lack of knowledge leads me to the wrong conclusions, the time has already come for us to make some hard choices. For both me and Tekkadan.
That young lady has become quite the force of nature. Even so... When all is said and done, I can't guarantee that you and your friends will like what awaits you down the path you have chosen.
This everything?
Yeah. These are all the personal effects of the dead Earth Branch members. I'll leave the rest to Takaki. At this point, it feels like Earth has become something of a second home to us. It's strange. When I was human debris, I never thought I'd find a place where I truly belonged.
Yeah, I hear ya.
Where's Akihiro? Hey, is everything okay?
He thought of Aston as his little brother, so I guess it's still tough for him. But he's okay.
No, not him. How are you?
Huh?
Don't worry about it. I won't tell Naze.
It's not like that! We're just...
Getting feelings for another man?
Yeah.
For now,
I'm pretty sure she does like him.
Oh yeah.
They're always together.
Sure.
She's not denying it.
Once we're on Mars, I'll be back to business meetings with those stuffy execs.
I mean, Naze got like 40 wives, so...
Yeah, he'd be alright.
When Takaki quit,
What about it?
I'm not sure why, but I was kind of relieved in a way. Which I don't understand.
He's out of harm's way.
Do you know why?
That's because... forget it. We'll find out the answers to everything soon enough. I know it.
It's like, I don't know
what these feelings are.
Seems a lot farther than I thought.
I wish I knew more of their backstory. Like, why is he like that?
I'm sure we'll find out.
You don't need to
I
apologize.
don't think so.
The way the song always comes in at the end is always so smooth. Oh, so there was a lot of info thrown at us at this in this episode, but I think it's crazy how fast Tekkadan can expand. They went from just being some group of guys who
were taking their first job was taking a girl to Earth,
right,
and now they're part of the mob.
And now they have the possibility of working with someone in the government of
well, they already
everything.
work with him.
But like to start a civil war and then take over a whole planet, or like be in charge of a whole planet, which is crazy growth.
Be the strings of the planet.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see where it takes them. Obviously, it's gonna get worse, a lot worse, before it gets any hints of better.
I mean,
so
a civil war.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of deaths,
A lot of bloodshed.
I just hope they don't build up any more characters and make us love them before they kill them off again. So.
But we see your comments,
yeah,
and we know it's not going to get any better.
And we have the box of tissues ready anyway, so we'll catch you on the next one.